Hi, welcome back to the 100 Days of Cloud FinOps with Hybr. We have been seeing various FinOps principles from the FinOps.org. Today, we will see about taking advantage of the variable cost model of the cloud. So what does it mean by taking advantage of the variable cost model of the cloud? As you might be aware, every cloud provider has a lot of variations in terms of the pricing. The pricing may vary not just based on the product SKUs, but n number of other things, right? So maybe in one Azure region, the same VM may cost, let's say $150, but the same SKU may cost 120 in another Azure region. So this is an example of the variability. It's basically you have to be aware of these variations. What are the drivers of the variations? And sometimes if you run a resource in non-peak hours versus peak hours, there might be a cost difference. If you are using spot instances versus normal instances, there is a big variation. If you do a reserved instances or committed use discounts, that's going to be giving you a lot of variability or a lot of cost optimization. So if you plan appropriately, you would make this type of variability in the cost as an opportunity to optimize the cost and deliver the value, not as a risk. If you embrace this just-in-time prediction along with planning and having this purchasing capacity in advance, that saves you tons of money. It's not just enough to have an overall long-term plan, but it's very important to be agile about this because the nature of the demand or the application performance, it's not staying the same all over the period, all over the life cycle of the application or the calendar months. So it's very important to iteratively plan and be agile about what gives you the best optimized cloud spend or resource utilization for a given point in time. So having an overall goal, but at the same time, looking at the costs very often and take advantage of these variability. There might be a new Azure region or AWS region that came up and the pricing is, much cheaper there. So you should be able to be aware of that and take advantage of that. It's also, we have seen a number of organizations taking this reactive approach of every quarter or whenever an executive complains about a lot of cloud spend, then they put together a team or they ask the cloud FinOps people or whoever is responsible for this to go and take a look at what's happening in certain department or project, and then they go clean up the resources and they optimize the cost for that period. But that's not sustainable. You need to have processes in place where the proactive optimizations are being done in a continuous fashion to optimize the cloud spend and utilization of the resources. So it's very important that you take advantage of the variability in the cost model so that you and your team can deliver a lot of value for the same amount of resources and efforts and money spent.